The next topic I'd like to discuss for beginning technology for efficiency and assessment is Google Calendars. Google Calendars are part of your Google Apps suite. It's one of the other programs that you have access to. And it's a great way to organize information not only for yourself, but organize information that you can share with other teachers, as well as, most importantly, I think, sharing that information with students. Once you're signed into your Google account, up at the top you'll notice that there's a black bar here that has links, or you can quickly click onto the different topics, different areas. Calendar should be one of those. If it's not, you can always find it under More. So click on Calendar, and it will open up your Google Calendar. And in this video, I would like to show you some of the kind of basic features and some things that you can do with this, how to share different calendars, how to embed them on your web page, and show you some examples of that. I'm not going to specifically show you how to create an event. There's a Google video on my wiki, on the class wiki, that explains how to do that separately. So I'm going to go back in time a little bit so you can see from my previous year, school year, what kind of I use this for. You have some options of how you want to display your calendar while you're looking at it: day, week, month, 4 days, agenda style, which would be a list. I usually use the months that I can see the whole month at once. And I'm going to go back to May. And you can see that I have quite a bit of different stuff here, and I'll show you what this looks like on my website as well in just a second. When you're looking at your Google Calendar, it's organized by different calendars. So each one of these different colors here is representing a different calendar. You can see my calendars down here. I have mine with the account, and then I've created some other calendars: an advanced biology calendar, an advanced biology homework calendar. I have a biology calendar, and then for my department we have some Mac Air cards, and so we've made a calendar so that we can sign up for those, so we can see who's using them, what days and what periods. If you have other calendars that are not shared with you, they'll be listed here under other calendars: holidays, birthdays, etc. The first thing I'd like to show you is some of the options that you have with each of these calendars. If I move my mouse over Advanced Biology, you can see this little tab, this little drop-down menu appears, and if I click on that, I have some options here. I can change the color of the calendar, I can display only this calendar, I can hide it, we can get into the settings of the calendar, which we'll do in just a second. I can create an event on that calendar, I can share it, notifications, and send to a friend. And so let's first look at the calendar settings. You can see here that I have an option to give it a name, and I can give it a description, location. I can set the time for it. I can auto-accept invitations. And then one of the most important things is embedding this calendar. And so you have lots of options of how you can share this calendar, how you can make it available, particularly to students. And embedding a calendar is one of those particular ways. So to edit that, or to adjust some of those settings, you can click right here where it says customize the color, size, and other options. So I'm going to click that. And you can see here there's quite a few different options, and it's a little bit less overwhelming than maybe it looks to start with. Right now, what this is showing is right here. This is the actual HTML code that you're going to use to embed your calendar. And when I say embed, again, that is taking the calendar, this is what it would look like, and actually putting that into your website. An example of what that looks like when you do it is on my website. I have embedded this calendar into my web page, and so when students visit this, if they'd like to see what we're doing each day, it has the calendar right here for the month. They could change it to a week or to an agenda, and they can click on these different topics and they can see exactly what we're doing that day. So the blue is representing what we're doing in class. So we're looking at density and growth patterns that day for the biogeochemical cycle, looking at some different cycles, biogeochemical cycles. And the red here represents what the homework that is due that day. I choose to set up my calendar that way so that it's two separate events so that I can move them if need be. That choice is up to you. One of the other nice things about using Google Calendar and events here is I've set up so that students can just click on the day, and they can actually take these links, these are both links here, to see what the homework is. And so if I were to click on this one, it opens up a link to the video that I've made of a short lecture on human disturbances. So students can click on that, and it's right here, and I will show you how to do that momentarily. So going back to my calendar settings and with the options to embed, you can see right here, this is what it is that I will see. On my left here, I've got quite a few different options of what I want to do. I can add a border, I could change the background color, when the week starts, language, the width and the height, or how big the calendar is. I can change the default view. I can take away the title. I can take away the date. You have quite a few different options here. One of the other helpful options, scroll back a little bit, is to add other calendars. So like what you saw on my web page, going back to it here, I've got both what we're doing in class and then what homework is due. You can choose to have multiple calendars displayed by clicking these other boxes. Let's say I want to display my Mac Air 2 card there. I can add that. If I go back to June here, you can see who was using them, which days, and so I can combine, or I can have multiple calendars appear at once. If I want to take that away, I just unclick that box. And once you're done getting it how you want and updating all your settings, if you click this box here that says Update HTML, it's going to make sure that everything is most updated. And then if you click your mouse here, you want to highlight everything. On a Mac, you can push Command A, Control A on a PC, and then Command C or Control C to copy it. I've now copied that entire HTML embed code, and I can embed that into a wiki, into a blog, or into a website like what I've done on my website here. Let's take a look now at how to share calendars with other maybe teachers or other people, even students potentially. Going back to my calendar settings, so I'm back into when I clicked on the settings for the calendar. So let's do that one more time as a refresher. If I go to the calendar that I want to edit, move my mouse over it, this little drop-down menu comes. If I click on that, I can click Calendar Settings. And so we've looked at the calendar details. I next want to click on Share this calendar. And so I've made this calendar public so that my students can see this. And I can share this calendar. I can give this calendar to other people so that they can make and manage changes. And so I've actually done that with this calendar with another teacher that teaches the biology classes that I teach. And so both she and I have the option to manage the changes and manage the sharing. If I wanted to add somebody new, I could type in their email address right here, and then I can choose what privileges they have. See all events, make changes to events, make changes and manage sharing, etc. And so then I just push Add Person, and that will allow them to both have access to that calendar and potentially manage the sharing and make changes to that calendar. There's also some options under notifications if you want to be updated about specific things that are happening to the calendar. I feel that these are only really helpful if you have lots of people managing a particular calendar. So I'm going to go back to the calendar so that I can see my over calendar, and to do that I push back to calendar. And so with this you can do quite a few different things. You can share your calendars with other teachers. You can take your calendar and embed it or put it on your website, blog, or wiki so that students can see what's happening each day. It's really helpful for parents as well. If you decide to link information within your calendar events, if a student is absent, they can just go to that particular day that they're absent, see what it is that they missed or what they need to do, click on those links, and it'll take them directly to what they need to do. To be able to actually create a link within one of the events, I'd like to show you how to do that. It's a pretty slick trick. I'm going to open up one of my events. And so when you're editing an event, you see here's the name, here's the date. You can say if you want it all day or not all day. If I don't want it all day, it'll give me hours that I can put for a particular event. Where would be like the location. You can actually change what calendar it is right here. I could move this event to a particular calendar if I wanted to, who it's created by. And then the description is where you will see what it is this is what you will see when you click on the event on a calendar. And so this portion right here kind of looks like a bunch of weird gibberish, but this is the code for creating the link in the description of that on your calendar. And so I've linked this on the wiki, a page that has this. I typically can't remember the exact format for this, and so I just copy and paste it each time from a previous event. Basically what this is saying, and the important part that you need, is the portion in the quotations that I've just highlighted here is showing us the actual link to the document. So this could be a Google form, this could be a Google presentation, this could be a YouTube video, this could be basically any web address that you want. If I were to delete that, it makes this a little bit more simple. It's just, you just want the link to whatever it is in between these two quotation marks. The second portion, this 13.5 reading summary, is what somebody will actually see. So it's the description. Another option that you could have for this, as I've talked about in other videos, is to link a Google template. You could link a Google template if you wanted students to be able to quickly access a Google document and then to be able to make that their own and to edit that. And so again, one more time, what this looks like on an actual calendar. My website is an example. And here's that 13.5 reading summary. If I click on that, I can see that I've got the 13.5 reading summary. I don't see that long link. It's just a description that I've put in. And then if I click on that, it will take me to the actual document or the actual website. This one happens to be a Google template that I created that students can use and make a copy of Google documents. So those are a couple of the quick different things that you can do with calendars. It's a very helpful and it's a very important, I think, aspect to managing a classroom, and it really helps with efficiency, especially if students are absent. It just makes it much more simpler for them to be able to know what it is that they've missed and make them a little more responsible for being up to date on the information, what's expected of them.